I have travelled quite widely, somewhat to my surprise, and I was in Hungary a good deal during the later years of communism, when stringencies were disappearing, and I mean, they were beginning to let 1,000 flowers bloom and so forth, but nevertheless it still was communism. And one day I was asked to go to a garden party at the house of a great poet, and the person who invited me, a Hungarian friend of mine, explained to me that this man, of course, wasn't a great poet. He was just a poet who was a lackey of the administration. He was somebody who the communist government approved of. So they'd given him a Dachar and he got every good thing and so forth. And my friend went on to tell me to be careful because among the guests would be a lot of government spies. So I went along to this party, and really I thought to myself, I don't know whether I realised it then, but I certainly realised it by the time I wrote this poem, that if you willingly give yourself to a situation, you can't really claim separation from it. So if there is deception, you are part of the deception. It was near the Danube, a very beautiful country place. At that time, the Soviet army was still there. You could see the poor young fellas being led through museums and things at the weekend, looking terribly despondent and fed up, these Soviet troops. Anyway, they were all round Budapest. The Danube glitters and toils just beyond the walnut trees. The great writer sits at ease among blooms and disciples. A garden with an old man, younger men drinking his wine. His voice is slow and benign. The others pause to listen. When he has nothing to say, he smiles and sniffs a pink rose that straggles near his nose. Sometimes he closes one eye. His wife in her painting smock serves us hors d'oeuvres and titbits. She bustles about, then sits to chatter and have a smoke. How idyllic, how humane, I think, testing the thought. For such scenes are dearly bought when foreign troops ring a town. Betrayals may be, and lies, earn them a peaceful old age. Chewing locks, I try to gauge the character of each face. But I don't know the language, and they're all strangers to me. Everybody looks guilt-free, sunlit near the water's edge. I included, it must be, as I stare at the old man like some homage-heavy fan, silenced by proximity. Calmed by thoughts that I too wear the double dealer's false face, I begin to like the place and move out from my corner. With the interpreter's help, I talk of art in the West for a charming poet guest who downs vodka at a gulp.